I'm Scott Crow from OSA Outreach, and this is Bruce. Bruce is a large South American tegu. This is a large South American lizard that gets about 4 feet full grown. He's a male and he's got these big jaws. That's how I can tell he's male. Now, one of the things you want to watch for is his tongue. When his tongue comes out, he flickers out. What that tongue does is it sends, actually his tongue comes out, comes back, and it sends a sensory to his Jacob organs. He can smell carrion or a food source up to 2 miles away. These guys right here are an awesome, not just predator, but they're also they're a scavenger. They don't really necessarily want to hunt for food, but if they can find a carrion that's somewhere else, they'd rather do that first before hunting for their food. Now, we get into all sorts of type of lizards, but one of my absolute favorites is monitor species, which is related to the tegus. Monitors are an old world species, and they're also the largest species of lizards on the earth. And my absolute favorite and the largest lizard in the world is the Komodo dragon. Komodo dragons are the largest living lizards in the world. This is a species that gets 10 feet and an average of 150 pounds on adults, with world records being over 300 pounds. Now, they're strictly only found on the island of Komodo and surrounding islands. About the size of Rhode Island is about the whole area that they're found on. Komodo dragons are very unique as in the way they hunt and look for their foods. As you saw in the tegu, they use that tongue to tongue them out, bring back to the sensory organs, the Jacob organs, and that's how they hunt for food. And they can smell an animal up to 2 miles away. Now, one of the most unique thing about them is they can eat up to 80% of their body weight per a single meal. Now, how does a Komodo dragon get these big, large prey items like pigs and deers and animals like that? One of the most unique things is always believed that they had up to 50 different types of bacteria inside their mouths. Well, that within the last 3 to 4 years was actually discovered as false by Dr. Brian Fry, who had discovered that they actually have a venom duct in the bottom of their jaw. What happens is when the animal bites onto a large prey item like a deer, it only needs 1 bite. Now, the teeth on a Komodo are very serrated. They almost look like a tiger shark style. They bite, and then the jaw pressure from it closing in from the gums actually releases the venom into the body. What happens is from the wound, that venom sinks in and goes into the bloodstream system. And what it does is it actually makes it so the animal almost bleeds out, where it then causes into shock. Once the animal goes into the shock, the Komodo dragon has the ability to track that animal up until it dies and will eat as much as it possibly can in 1 meal. Komodo dragons, as being a species of concern, since they're only found on the island of Komodo, these are an animal we don't get to see in captivity or pretty much anywhere else. We're very lucky that Roger Williams Park Zoo has been able to bring in a species where we get to see it firsthand experience. And for me, it's absolutely exciting being able to see a Komodo dragon alive and in person. All right, so let's go to Roger Williams Park Zoo, where they have the first Komodo dragon in all of New England. We're here with Dr. Jeremy Goodman, Executive Director of the zoo, and we're talking Komodo dragons, which is so exciting seeing this.
This is. I mean, it's not only the visitors who are excited, our staff is excited. I mean, we've been on the list to get a Komodo dragon for years now, and we finally were able to get one as part of a big national breeding program. So the fact that we have a young, potentially reproductive female Komodo dragon here at the zoo is just phenomenal.
It's absolutely fantastic. Now, how big is she?
So right now she's still growing. She's going to be 4 in this August, and she's a little over 4 feet right now. But we know for a Komodo dragon, that's not even half size. So most people would see a 4-foot lizard and say, "Oh my God!" But knowing that she's going to get probably over 8 feet when she's an adult, just blows people's minds away.
That's absolutely awesome. Seeing that here right at Roger Williams Park Zoo. You gotta understand, guys. As a kid, I always dreamed of seeing a Komodo dragon. I've been very fortunate to work with large Asian water monitors, crocodile monitors, but to see a Komodo dragon in person is absolutely fantastic. How does the zoo feel about this? Like, this must be very exciting. And what I really want to get into is explain to people, like, you just don't get a Komodo dragon out of the wild.
Absolutely not. So we're the only one in New England who has a Komodo dragon. So I mean, you have to travel hours and hours before you can see another one. So it's really special for us. But this just doesn't happen. Komodo dragons, just like a lot of other threatened and endangered species, are managed cooperatively by zoos around the country, by accredited zoos, by zoos accredited by the AZA. So there is a Komodo dragon species survival program, which we are now a part of, which is really amazing. So, for example, her father came from Miami Zoo, mother was from Minnesota Zoo, They were on breeding loan at the LA Zoo, where she was hatched out. Then she went to the Wheeling Zoo to grow up a little bit because they don't have space for a big exhibit like we have. So they could only care for her for the first couple of years. And now we have her until she's grown up and can be reproducing and part of the breeding program herself. And who knows where her mate will come from. So really cooperative programs. We don't take animals from the wild. This is something that these are born at other zoos, and we work cooperatively to make sure that we're saving species.
This is fantastic. What's her name?
Her name's Elsie, and there's a long story behind that.
Elsie's a female Komodo, and it's very exciting. And the thing is, what is, you gotta think, Roger Williams Park Zoo is an AZA accredited zoo. What's the conservation for this? Is this for awareness of the Komodo dragon, to show people to understand the island of Komodo?
Right, so the chances of us reintroducing any offspring back to the island of Komodo, it probably isn't necessary right now. But to make sure that we have those populations that we can if we need to. Hopefully we never need to. Hopefully, the threats for the Komodos in the wild, disappear and they thrive in the wild where they're supposed to be. But educating our public about, incredible animals like this, like the dragons, is really what it's about, and connecting people, because much like the timber rattlesnake, reptiles don't always feel the love, but a charismatic species like the Komodo dragon, then you get people excited about reptiles, and that's really what we want to do.
Where's the goal of Roger Williams Park Zoo is going with the reptile exhibits? As you walk in and you see it's expanding, and we hear about what is actually happening.
So we actually, when we did our master plan, we realized that reptiles were really underrepresented here, and people actually are very interested. They're very polarizing. People either love them or they hate them, but they're fascinated by them either way. And hopefully we're trying to get people not to hate them. But the goal was, we realized we needed more reptiles. So this year we brought the Komodo dragon in. We're bringing in alligators this season as well, American alligators. But the ultimate goal is a brand new reptile house to feature adult Komodos, crocodilians, large pythons, amphibians, invertebrates, reptiles from around the world, and get people to understand, not only understand them, but to really appreciate and love them.
That's absolutely fantastic, and it's so exciting. And one of the things you can see just by talking to him, he's got that passion, that love. You can see this little girl walk by, he's making sure and he explains that, and I love that. That's what I love. There's people that get into conservation like Dr. Jeremy Goodman, and you can just tell he loves it, and using this to show you guys what's out there, the things that we don't get to see, that we can see right here at Roger Park Zoo, and understand conservation, understand that animals are not just coming out of the wild, coming here. This is all about a much bigger picture, and it's fantastic. Do you have anything else would you like to add to us?
And once again, once you're out here visiting, ask any of our staff. All of our staff have that same passion, and they love to talk to visitors. They love to teach visitors, and they love to share those experiences with the visitors. Our staff is just as excited as the public is, and we love to share our passion and the work that we do here.
That's fantastic. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. You want to say anything else before we go?
Just come out and visit the zoo. It's always an adventure.
See you guys later. Till next time. At OSA Outreach, we love these animals. We have such a passion. We love showing you guys this. This is an absolute love of mine, and I love teaching and showing you and educating on you on different reptiles and amphibians from around the world. At OSA Outreach, we can also bring hands-on experience right to your home with educational parties. If you have any questions at all, find us on osaoutreach.com, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.